This is the Irish and Celtic Music Podcast, show number 680. We're talking with Teresa Finley of Irishfest Atlanta. Welcome to the Irish and Celtic Music Podcast, helping you celebrate Celtic culture through music. I am Mark Gunn. I am creating this podcast for fans of Celtic music. Not just the big names you've heard of, but also the bands in your neck of the woods at your festivals. It is here to build a diverse Celtic community and help the incredible artists who so generously share their music with you. If you hear music you love, please email the artists, let them know you heard them on the Irish and Celtic Music Podcast. Musicians depend on your generosity to keep making music, so please find a way to support them. Buy a CD, album pen, shirt, digital download, or join their community on Patreon. You can find a link to all the artists in the show notes, along with show times, when you visit our website at CelticMusicPodcast.com. I am really excited to share an interview with Teresa Finley. She was one of the founders of Irishfest Atlanta, as you'll find out more about in the interview section in the middle of the show. But before we get to that, I do want to request your Celtic designs that we could use on the podcast in 2025. Email me, follow at bestcelticmusic.net. If you're a Celtic musician or in a band, you can submit your band to be played on the podcast. It's the same way, same email address, follow at bestcelticmusic.net. You'll get an autoresponder when you email us that will include a free ebook called Celtic Musician's Guide to Digital Music, and you'll learn how to follow the podcast. It's 100% free. You can also find out how to get free music-only episodes. All right, we kicked off the show with Conor Lamb, Brendan Mulholland, and Deirdre Galway with The Sweetheart from their album Music in the Glen. Next up is Rakish with Now, Oh Now from their same titled album.
Sweetheart, before we take sad leave at close of day. Grieve not, sweetheart, for anything. The year is gathering. Grieve not, sweetheart, for anything.
She smiled and replied, you don't know what you're missing. Oh, Sally, my dear, I wish I could wed you. Oh, Sally, my dear, I wish I could wed you. She smiled and replied, and you say I misled you. If all the young men were hares on the mountain, if all the young men were hares on the mountain, how many young girls would take guns and go hunting? If the young men could sing like blackbirds and thrushes, if the young men could sing like blackbirds and thrushes, how many young girls would go meet in the bushes? If all the young men were fish in the water, if all the young men were fish in the water, how many young girls would undress and dive after? But the young men are given to frisking and fooling. But the young men are given to frisking and fooling. So leave them alone and attend to my schooling.
It's of a ship, and a ship of fame, launched off the stocks for to sail the main, with 150 brisk young men, well picked and chosen every one. And William Glen was the captain's name. He was a fine and a tall young man, as fine a sailor as sailed the sea. And we were sailing to New Barbary on the 1st of April, then we set sail, blessed with a fine and a prosperous gale. And we were bound for New Barbary, with all of our whole ship's company. We hadn't been a-sailing a league or two, till all of our whole ship's jovial crew, they all fell sick, but 63, and we were sailing to New Barbary. The captain, and he did dream, a voice that came and said to him, prepare yourself and your company, for tomorrow night you must lie with me. This woke the captain in a terrible fright, it being the 3rd watch of the night. And aloud for the boatswain then he did call, and to him told his secrets all. When I in England, it grieves my heart to think that I played a villain's part, a man I slew in Staffordshire, and all for the love of his lady fair. And it's of the ghost of that I am afraid, that has in me such terror bred. So keep your secret within your breast, and pray to the Lord that he gives you rest. We hadn't been a-sailing a league but 3, till raging grew the roaring sea. There rose a tempest all in the skies, which did our seamen much surprise. And the mainmast sprung by the break of day, which made our rigging all to give away, and did our seamen much affright, the terrors of that awful night. And then the boatswain he did declare, the captain he was a murderer. This so enraged the whole ship's crew, that overboard our captain threw. Our treacherous captain he being gone, immediately there was a calm, and the winds abated, so did the sea, and we went sailing to New Barbary. And now you see, man, wherever you be, I pray a warning take from me. As you love your life, won't you have a care, and never go sailing with a murderer.
After Rakish came Clanna Morna with Hares on the Mountain from the lowlands to the high seas. Then Cameron Mackay with Tallest Tower from a single. And we finished up the set with Open the Door for Three. That was their track, William Glen. It's from their album, A Prosperous Gale. Several new bands to the podcast. I am always looking for new music to be played on this show, so I would love your feedback in such a fashion. So, speaking of feedback, I do enjoy your feedback. So, what are you doing today while listening to the podcast? I'd love to see a picture of what you're doing while listening, or a band that you saw recently. I will try to include some of my own pictures while I'm in Scotland sharing music of the podcast. Oh, that reminds me, I need to download some of those episodes. I have a few on my podcatcher, but we're going to be driving a bit as well on this trip, since we're driving all the way around the Cairngorms. We're starting up in Inverness, we're staying in the Cairngorms and then hitting Speyside, and then driving all the way down to the Lowlands, where we're going to go to Stirling, and then make our way back up through the Highlands. And so it's a really busy trip, but there's going to be some time on the road. It'd be nice to have some music, which is exactly what we're going to do. You're going to be able to listen to the podcast. Well, we'll be able to listen to the podcast while we go. Email me at follow@bestcelticmusic.net. Your own feedback. Show RVO emailed some photos from Milwaukee Irish Fest. Here are some photos from Milwaukee Irish Fest. First is Tallack. Sorry for the poor quality. My phone doesn't like to take photos in the dark. Then Lunasa, the Finns, and finally a concertina circle with Mary McNamara, Lexi Boatwright, who also played with the Consequences, and Mosen Amini of Tallack, accompanied on a guitar by Charlie Galway, also of Tallack. Maybe someday you'll make it there. I would love to go to Milwaukee Irish Fest. I've talked about it, considered it in the past, and timing has never been good. It's always right around the time I go to Gen Con each year, but maybe one of these days. In the meantime, speaking of festivals, Irishfest Atlanta takes place November 8th through 10th, 2024 in historic Roswell, Georgia. And I sat down for an interview with Teresa, Finley, one of the founders, and I'm going to share that with you right now, with maybe a few tracks to spruce things up. I am here with Teresa Finley. She is organizing the Irishfest Atlanta. How many years have you been organizing this festival?
This will be our 12th year, Mark.
Wow, 12 years. And now, are you one of the founders of the event?
I am.
Okay. And what inspired this to get started back in, what would that be, 2012?
2012, yeah. We actually launched in November of 2013, so this will be our 12th year coming up.
Gotcha. Okay.
And it was a group of us that had young people playing music at the time, and we're here in Atlanta. We're not Boston. We're not New York. We're not Chicago. We don't have, the greats down the road from us. And we wanted to bring in the best of the best for our own young people to connect with and get to know. So when we started in the early years, we had people like Liz Carroll and Billy McComiskey and just all these great North America musicians, and it was just a great experience for our kids. So we started with that, and the model was very much about the best music that we could bring into Atlanta, and it was always coupled with workshops of these world-renowned artists, and that's been the core of the festival and has been maintained over these last 12 years as its priority. As we grew, then we were able to attract bands directly from Ireland. So we tried to have one band from the U.S. and then one from Ireland. And in years like this, we get two bands from Ireland as we've grown. And we mix it up. We try and, get different bands. We've never really had the same band twice in that period. So it's been just a great experience from the start.
Oh, fantastic. Now, it seems to me, I find the festival seems different from many of the festivals that I've been looked at, whereas you have one day, it's the one day of big music and events, and then you do have music on Friday night, and you have some workshops on Sunday, but it's just that basically one day. Why is that?
Well, it's really about growing the festival. We have a line of sight to be a 3-day festival someday and maybe even longer. We have to grow responsibly. And so we're also, by the way, we're a 17 member volunteer organizing group. And so everybody's giving a little bit of time. So some of it is just about capacity. Some of it is really about getting the community to participate and go to the concerts so that we can have confidence that we can grow the festival longer. But you're correct. Friday night, the model has been for a number of years now. We have a concert Friday night. We have tried workshops on Friday afternoons. They haven't gone as well. So we've gone to Saturday mornings and Sunday mornings, which has worked out pretty well over the last couple of years. And Saturday it's a big blowout day of a lot of activity, a lot of music and dance and other cultural features.
Very cool. Now, do you know how many people typically attend the festival or have in the past few years?
Yeah, we estimate every year it's grown. We estimate last year just under 4,000 people throughout the weekend. It's not an easy number to get your arms around, but we do some surveys throughout the day. When we moved the festival to an indoor-outdoor, just pre-COVID, frankly, we started to get obviously more participation from the community, more people that would find out about the festival locally and stop by for the day and enjoy what we had to offer.
Very cool. Well, let's hear a little bit of what we have to offer. On Friday night, there's the Friel sisters are playing at 8 o'clock. So why don't we play some music from the Friel sisters? Found that have this track right here. This is Young Tom Ennis, King of the Pipers, and Hunt the Cat. It's from their album Before the Sun. Excellent. All right. Well, let's talk about some of the music now that we've broken the barrier here, and we got the Friel sisters on there. Who else playing at the festival this year?
Well, we have certainly the Friel sisters. I will mention that our own Olivia Bradley will open for them, the Olivia Bradley Band. Olivia is one of those young people I mentioned earlier,
Really?
who the parents were involved and still are involved in running Irishfest. And Olivia is really one of our first young musicians that has cut her own CD this last year. So we like to honor our youth. So she'll open for the Friel sisters on Friday night. And then, of course, the Friel sisters you just heard. Then, of course, our blockbuster band, Cherish the Ladies, will be in on Saturday evening, which is very exciting to have Joanie back. Joanie came in one of our earlier festivals with her band from New York, but we've never had the full Cherish the Ladies band. So we're
Fantastic.
just so excited about that.
I want to tell you a quick story because for myself, last year I did my Celtic invasion of Westport, Ireland, and while we were in Westport, I was so bummed because we were sitting downtown in Westport, and there I was. All of a sudden, peeking into one of the venues, it turns out Cherish the Ladies were performing. So I was like, and I had to take my group back away. So it was very disappointing. So I'm looking forward to seeing her this year.
Yes, me too. And just to have her, because she's got family in the area. So it was not easy for her to fit this one in. You know her schedule.
Yeah.
But she has been, as an individual musician, she's been one of those musicians when she's come to town, so very supportive of our youth and our young people playing, that we've got a warm heart for Joanie, and we're just thrilled to have her. And then, of course, one of the things about Irishfest Atlanta is that we incorporate every local performer and dance school, lecturer, professors, theater group, everything that Atlanta has to offer. They're always invited to perform at Irishfest. So we have a smattering of music and dance all afternoon on Saturday. There are some of the groups have been with us for many, many years, like the Muckers will be there, the Border Collies, the Kinnigans, the Roundabouts. They're going to be rocking the Galway stage. And we've got some longtime favorites like Celtic Brew and Jared Bogle. So we're just, we really pride ourselves in ensuring that we're bringing the community together in this festival in a way that allows everyone to showcase their schools, their music. Some of these artists, this is their biggest gig of the year. So we're proud to host them. And Mark, I believe you are going to even be playing with your daughter this year.
Yeah, we're excited.
Yeah, it should be great. So we have 4 amazing dance schools in the Georgia area: the Kavanaugh Porter Academy, the Atlanta Irish Dance, the Carpenter Academy of Irish Dance, Carl Drake School of Irish Dance, and they will all be performing across the Dublin and Galway stages during Saturday. So Music and Dance is the name of it, and there are workshops for music. And one of our featured items that we've had every year is a Ceilidh, and it is a social dance. We will have the Phoenix Ceilidh Band playing for that, Mary Wida, and a friend guest who will be coming in to call that Ceilidh, and it's open to everybody. You don't have to have known how to dance, or you don't need to know how to dance. You can come and join in the Ceilidh and learn a few Ceilidh dances and enjoy the festival, participate in the festival. And one of our mission really is about engaging the community and offering opportunities to participate and to really experience the Irish culture. So besides listening and enjoying the music and dance, there are opportunities to actually participate, and which is our Ceilidh.
Well, let's listen to Olivia Bradley. This is Misty Morning Shore. It is from her debut album, Misty Morning Shore, of the same name.
far away from my misty morning shore. To leave my dear old mother will break her heart for sure. Likewise my aged father I'll never see no more. But to leave my dear old Ireland, it grieves me 10 times o'er. Tomorrow I must sail away from my misty morning shore. Fare thee well, dear Ireland, it's westward I must go. But when I reach America, there's one thing that I know, that when the full moon's rising up in the east once more, I know it's all so shining on my misty morning shore. It's been 5 years, dear mother, since first I sailed away. I hear the famine took its toll, the new arrivals say. But in this land of plenty, I'll live forevermore. But my heart's across the ocean on my misty morning shore. It's been 9 years, dear mother, and I've become a bride. We've built a lovely home to live down by the waterside, and I have born a daughter. Sweet Erin is her name. I named her for my country and claimed her for its fame. But I long for you, dear Ireland, I will until I die. But when my life is over, it's here that I must lie. Down here by the ocean, where my family can watch o'er the full moon shining down on me and my misty morning shore.
So now there are a bunch of workshops at Irishfest Atlanta, and what kind of things can people do to participate, to get involved in the weekend?
Well, the workshops are really amazing and is such an important part of our festival. We started that mostly for our youth. We have, by the way, 2 music schools performing. We've got our friends from the Nashville Music School coming in, and of course our own Phoenix School of Irish Arts will be performing. And these workshops were really originally built around ensuring that these young people were connecting with the great players of Cherish the Ladies and the Friel sisters. But frankly, it has grown. We have many adults that take these classes, that have the opportunity to also connect with these musicians. But every musician of the Friel sisters and Cherish the Ladies will be teaching a workshop. And that's an important aspect. And that doesn't happen in a lot of festivals. But we actually, that's our model. We require those musicians to teach a workshop. And I think that aspect of our festival is very well received by the community. So don't miss the opportunity. We start out the workshop series with some of our own local teachers from the Phoenix School. Sometimes those are best for the very beginner and the very young and beginners. And then after that, the Friel sisters or Cherish the Ladies. The Friel sisters will be Saturday morning and Cherish the Ladies will be Sunday morning. So just imagine that you can sit down in a whistle class with Joanie Madden. That just doesn't occur very often, and we're very proud of our workshop series.
That's very cool. And you also have a whole bunch of other festival things, cultural things that people can enjoy through the week, right?
We do. And one of those is also a workshop. We've got two other ones that are not musical. One is our language workshop this year. That's going to be our second year that we've done that. And that's not to be missed. It's already probably one of our highest registered tickets thus far. So that's exciting. And we will have Sean-nós dance. Sean-nós is not Irish step dance, but it is the old style of dance and very accessible to all ages. So that's another workshop that you can sign up for. But as the festival has grown, we have added cultural experiences and special events to the festivals. One of our longest running events is the Irish Tea, which our host will be the Consul General of Ireland from Atlanta and other special guests. That is actually nearly sold out, it's really grown in reputation over the years. And we will do, it's the second year only, family Irish short films. We're lucky to have among our community Simon Givney, who is a producer of films, and he has secured a series of Irish short films. So we're going to have a mini Irish festival of films, and very geared towards family, and another portion is geared toward young adults. Whiskey tasting session has been one of the Irish Fest favorites that typically will get filled up as well. And we also have a bread making contest. We did that for the first time last year. It was so much fun, and so we are doing it again. And of course, don't miss coming out for the GAA. They will be out with all of their sports gear and demonstrating Irish sports in the afternoon, a free event. Many of our events all day long are free, the music and the dance and participating in the Cayley and the GAA. And some of our events are ticketed and have a capacity number to them. So you definitely want to check out all those experiences. We also will have Dr. Marilyn Richtaric. She will be talking about her new book, Getting to Good Friday, in our Irish pub. We will have a Sean-nós dance demo where you will see dancing on a barrel and dancing on a half door. So there's so many authentically Irish things to participate in and to see during the festival all day on Saturday.
Fantastic. All right. Is there anything else you want to share about the festival or where we can find more information?
Well, the best place is go to the website at irishfestatlanta.org. The festival is on the Roswell City Hall grounds this year, and the concerts will be held in the Roswell Cultural Arts Center. So I think that's the best place to go. The information is pretty solid. Our programming is set, and people are just signing up left and right. So we're excited.
Yeah. All right. Well, go get your tickets so you can be a part of Irishfest Atlanta if you want to watch some of the big shows or workshops or whatnot. Again, as Teresa said, a lot of the events are free. I know there's a Dublin stage and a Galway stage. It's all free access. So come on out and enjoy it and get to know the people. And if you want to volunteer, feel free to do that as well.
Thank you for that, Mark. Definitely welcome volunteers.
Yeah. All right. right, we're going to finish up with one of Teresa's favorite tracks. This is The Cat's Meow by Joanie Madden of Cherish the Ladies. And thank you so much, Teresa. I appreciate you coming on and talking about the festival.
Thank you, Mark, for having me.
Here is Joanie Madden. I hope you enjoyed that interview. I do want to let you know that there are going to be some vendors and food trucks out there. In fact, the Irish and Celtic Music podcast will be out there. We have our own table promoting Celtic musicians and music, and have some of our compilations and album pins that will be out there. So, and some free stickers if you want to come check out the podcast and get your own free sticker. Head to Irishfest Atlanta in historic Roswell, Georgia, November 8th through 10th, 2024. I want to send a big thanks to all of our patrons of the podcast. You are so kind to support this show. Your kindness pays for our engineer, graphic designer, Celtic Music Magazine editor, promotion of the podcast, and allows me to buy the music I play here. It also pays for my time creating the show each and every week. As a patron, you get ad-free and music-only episodes before regular listeners. You get to vote in the Celtic Top 20, you get standalone stories, and you get a private feed to listen to the show. Or you can listen through the Patreon app, all that for as little as $1 per episode. Remember, there's a new highlight reel now available to all patrons of the podcast. A special thanks to our Celtic legends, Bruce Brian McReynolds, Marty Myers, Alan Schindler, Karen D.M. Harris, Emma Bartholomew, Dan McDade, Miranda Nelson, Nancy Barnett, Kevin Long, Gary R. Hook, Linda McNeil, Kelly Garrod, Annie Lorkowski, and Sean Calley. If you want to join our Celtic legends, make a pledge to do so, and I will add your name to this wonderful list of people who pledge $25 or more per month, which is just fantastic. But it's really vital to the success and growth of this podcast. So thank you so much for that. Here is your 3-step plan to support the podcast. Number 1, go to our Patreon page. Number 2, decide how much you want to pledge every week. $1, $5, $25. Make sure to cap how much you want to spend per month. Number 3, keep listening to the Irish and Celtic Music podcast to celebrate Celtic culture through music. You can become a generous patron of the podcast on Patreon at songhinge.com. You can also travel with Celtic Invasion Vacations. Every year I take a small group of Celtic music fans on the relaxing adventure of a lifetime. We don't see everything. We stay in one area. We get to know the region through its culture, history, and legends. You can join us with an auditory and visual adventure through podcasts and videos. Learn more at CelticInvasion.com. Next year we're going to Galicia in Spain. I hope you can join us for that trip. Réalta is up next with Skidoo from Thing of the Earth.
I took a detour up the southern shore in the old Irish fog. Torrescoat Bay had faded away in the old Irish fog. It's so scary it makes you weary, driving in the blind in the old Irish fog. Beware the fog fairies in the misty grey morning, 'cause the leprechauns come, whisk you away. Friel and lights don't shine so bright in the old Irish fog. The fairies guide me to St. Mary in the old Irish fog. It's so scary it makes you weary, driving in the blind in the old Irish fog. Beware the fog fairies in the misty grey morning, 'cause the leprechauns come and they whisk you away. Beware the fog fairies in the misty grey morning, 'cause the leprechauns come, they whisk you away. Yeah, the leprechauns come and they whisk you away. Yeah, the leprechauns come and whisk you away. Yeah, the old Irish fog in the old Irish fog. Just be back at home. Home, where the heart is tethered. Home, where you go to make amends. Home is where the stories last forever. Oh, wish that I was back home again. Place I belong to. No matter where I lay my head, it's where all my dreams have gone to, and where all my hopes have led. Home, where the heart is tethered. Where you go to make amends. Home is where the stories last forever. Oh, wish that I was back home again. I've been gone such a long, long time. That's how it feels, at least to me. Now I'm ready to make this moment mine. I know where I need to be. Home, where the heart is tethered. Where you go to make amends. Home is where the stories last forever. Oh, wish that I was back home again.
After Réalta came Barry Fitzpatrick with the Old Irish Fog, then Adam Agee and John Sousa with the Tempest, the Porthole of Kelp, and the Road to Garrison from Ceol Nagrad. And we finish up the set with Malachy Tallack with Home from the beautiful Atlantic Waltz. If you enjoyed the show, make sure you vote in the Celtic Top 20. Who were your favorite artists in this episode? This is our way of finding the best songs and artists each year. You can vote for as many songs and tunes that inspire you, and your vote helps me create next year's Best Celtic Music of 2024 episode. You have just 3 weeks to vote, so go cast your vote right now. We're going to finish up the set with another new track. This is the Henry Girls with Honey Bee and Hard Border from their album A Time to Grow. Thank you so much for listening. Have a wonderful week, and I'll be back again next week. Sláinte. The Irish and Celtic Music Podcast is produced by Mark Gunn, the Celt Father, and our patrons on Patreon. The show is edited by Mitchell Peterson with graphics by Miranda Nelson Designs. Visit our website to follow the show. You'll find a link to all the artists played in this episode. Todd Wiley is the editor of the Celtic Music Magazine. Subscribe to get 34 Celtic MP3s for free. Plus, you'll get 7 weekly news items about what's happening with Celtic music and culture online. Best of all, you will connect with your Celtic heritage. Please tell one friend about this podcast. Word of mouth is the absolute best way to support any creative endeavor. Finally, remember, reduce, reuse, recycle, and think about how you can make a positive impact on your environment. Promote Celtic culture through music at CelticMusicPodcast.com.